So now you can see my screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. This is a AI. This is a AI. Inside this AI, we have inside this AI, we have ML, machine learning, ML. Okay. Inside this ML, we have deep learning, DL. DL. Okay. So on here, we come on here. AI. Now you can understand ML and then go to inside the DL. You can understand the subset. Okay. In the mathematical, you have ML subset of ML, DL subset of ML, ML subset of AI. Okay. So special branch of machine learning. Actually, this the data learning is use artificial neural network neurology related to the neurology means how brain process data. Okay, how brain process data. Deep learning uh, deep learning has many hidden layer. Okay, why name is hidden deep learning? Why name is deep learning? Because deep learning have many hidden layer. It's called deep. It's called deep. Due to that reason, it's called deep because inside many hidden layers. Because it work like a brain. Okay, and like just example of DL. Example of DL like when you image recognition and video recognition, image and video recognition, and NLP, NLP, natural language processing, NLP. Okay, for speech recognition, and automatic, automatic, which is vehicle, self-driving car. Okay, uh, for vehicle. This is an example of deep learning. And now we will difference of deep learning, DL, difference between DL and ML. What are the difference between DL and ML? Okay, so first point is a actually ML is a subset of AI. Now you can see on here, ML is a subset of AI. Okay, and it use algo. ML is algo to learn pattern from data. ML is based on the algo. ML is based on algo. Okay, subset of AI it work on algo, but DL, data learning, is also subset of ML, but it use neurology, use neural network with many layer because DL, data learning has many layer. Okay, because on this is a ML, DL use huge data, but ML not use huge data. This is a low data. Okay, and this use for the like a brain means neurology. You can in the if you understand the uh, medical, then on their neurology department, different department neurology. Okay, just like on here use the neural network with many layers. Okay, uh, then ML work with the with small to medium database because we have some small data or some medium data. For that we can work with the ML, machine learning. But if you work on huge data, okay, then require DL, require data learning. Okay, that purpose we need require. If you require large scale data set to perform well, then use deep learning. Okay. And on here we will if you if you talk about the how to computation power, then ML is work on the CPU. ML can run on CPU because on here low data. Okay. Small to medium. But data learning cannot work on the CPU because it has more data, huge data. Okay. Inside the deep learning, many small layers. Okay. So many layers, so on here huge data, so it we need GPU TPU due to high computation. Okay. And you can accuracy, if you compare the accuracy in the both ML and DL, then accuracy of machine learning is good, but deep machine learning is good, but I will talk about the deep learning. Then deep learning accuracy is high because it has more data, huge data. If you have huge data, then accuracy is good. Okay. And example of like machine learning, example of fraud detection, like example of the banking. Okay. And uh, and data learning, example of image recognition, speech recognition, self-driving car. This is example of DL. This is difference between ML and DL. Okay. So inside this DL, after we have created the one inside the layer, it's called generative AI. Generative AI. Okay. Generative AI is a subset of DL. Okay. So it enable user to quickly generate a new content. Quickly generate new content based on variety of input. Suppose when you give the input something, uh, like hello, how are you? Okay. I give the input, hello, how are you? Then based on the input, it give the output. It create the new content. Okay. This output and input, like it can be this model, like can be input to include text, image, sounds, animation, and other type of data. It is possible. Then you as a input and output, how many data types on here? So on your text, image, sound, animation, and other different data types based on your input. Okay. According output, different data type on here possible. And this is a generative AI. Okay. Then we'll talk about another layer inside this. It's called LLM. Okay. Large language models. Okay. This is a subset of GenAI. Okay. So this is a model. Okay. Uh, this is a model to understand and generate human like text. Okay. Uh, Example of LLM, like you can say GPT, GPT generative pre-built transformer. Okay. By OpenAI. Llama. Okay. Large language model by Meta AI. Okay. And Gemini by Google. Cloud by, okay, CLU Cloud. Okay. These things inside this LLMs, inside the this is a LLMs. inside this chat GPT, Gemini. Okay, like these things. Okay, so inside you can understand how to what is the AI inside the AI, ML and DL and generative AI. How to this work on here? Okay, so on here example, we have multiple things like on here. Just an example on here, like first is a ML, and we want to about the Azure AI service. Okay, ML and DL, ML, DL, and you can't about the AI. Okay, so AI, ML, DL, and GenAI. GenAI. Okay, so we will talk about the actually AI is a whole. This is ML is also AI, DL also AI. Okay, GenAI also AI. Okay, so now we'll talk about on here. This suppose we will talk about AI vision. AI vision. This is inside this AI vision, and AI vision, speech, and language inside this, and translator on many more things on here. Okay, and same like on here we will talk about on here ML. Then ML custom vision. You want to create custom vision, and you will come on here uh, s- CLU, common language understanding. Okay, question and answer, question and question and answer. Okay, question and answer. These things inside the ML, and we'll talk about the deep learning on here. Like uh, inside this deep learning, all things video related video indexing, video indexer, and content understanding, content understanding, and form recognizer, form recognizer. Okay, this thing inside the DL. Okay, now we'll talk about the GenAI. GenAI on here, Azure OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, and prompt flow, and and neural voice, and these things on here. Okay, this is depend on a requirement. AI, ML, what things we cover. This is services. This is a services. You can say. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Azure AI. Now come on the topic. Before that, we want give I give the introduction regarding AI, ML, DL, and GNI. Then we how to implement these things. So we have things, we have services Azure AI. Through the Azure AI, we implement all things on here. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Azure AI. So actually, Azure AI, Azure AI is a cloud platform. Is a cloud platform. Okay, is a cloud platform is ready to use tool like chatbot, image recognition, speech to text to speech, and document processing, and okay, voice recognition, and multiple things. Okay, inside this we have come services Azure AI Vision, Azure AI Speech, Azure AI Language, and Azure AI Search inside the Azure AI. Okay, this is a cloud platform. And now we'll talk about the Azure AI Vision. On here, suppose that we have Azure AI Vision. So inside the Azure AI Vision, we have multiple things on here. One is a sorry, one one is a OCR. Second and third. Okay, then first is OCR, and second is uh, image analysis, ana- analysis, and third is face detection. Face detection. Detection. Okay, so we have inside this Azure AI Vision is a service inside the cloud. Okay, so inside this Azure AI Vision, we have how through this service how many things we can do. Okay, through one first thing is a OCR in Azure. OCR means optical character recognition. Okay, so through this, you can, if you want to extract the text from image, suppose we have image, and inside image we have some text, and we want to get. So through this OCR, okay, through this Azure AI Vision, we can do and scan document, okay, scan PDF, or some or etc. Okay, these things if you want to do, then through OCR, optical character recognition, you can do. Through this we can do. Okay, now we'll talk about the image analysis. Okay, image analysis is service also this helpful from for the image, uh, from also this uh, if you want some information from the image, then through the image analysis we can do. And if you want to face relate to the face, if you want to detect face, uh, and want some unuseful information from the face, then through the face detection you can do inside the Azure AI Vision. Okay, this is a Azure AI Vision. Inside this, inside we have three things, and through this service we can do. Okay, so one is a Azure AI Vision. Second is a Azure AI language. Second is Azure AI language. Okay, so Azure AI language also is a cloud service. Okay, this provide natural language processing. Okay, NLP, that called NLP shortcut. Okay, this also help the understanding text, extract meaning, analysis sentiments, and if you want to summarize some document, okay, log document, if you want to summarize that document through the Azure AI language, we can do. Okay, and inside this Azure AI language, we have multiple things on here. One is second. Okay, so first is on here, also on here, test analysis. Test analysis. Okay. Second, through this we can do document intelligence. Document intelligence. Okay. Second and third is on here, CLU, means conversations language understanding. Okay. And fourth, we can do from here, question answering. Question answering. Okay. So tech analysis, like we can do on here, when you test something, when you give the feedback, okay, then feedback is positive. Okay, feedback is normal, neural, okay, and neutral, and negative. According these things, text analysis we can do. Okay, and also we can, if we want to name in any, we have any entity, and if we want to from the entity, you can recognize name entity recognition, we can do like uh, mm, like we have some information in any place, then on from there we have person, organization, location, date, all things get from the text analysis. Okay, and document intelligence is a like you can understand this, summarize. Suppose we have a big document. Okay, suppose PDF, we have PDF is 10 pages. Inside the 10 pages we want to summarize in the 1 page, then through the document intelligence we can do these things. Okay, okay, if you write in the chat GPT, okay, you text 10 line of code. If you want to write, we want that 10 line of code in 1 line, then it's summarized in 1 line. Okay, so then document intelligence, okay, inside the Azure AI language, it can be possible. And now we'll talk about the CLU. CLU, conventional language understanding. Suppose if you send a message, suppose you send message to me, okay, and that message, from that message we have important, we want to some important entity we want to get from the from which you send message. So from the CLU we can do that things. So suppose that you send a message, hello, how are you? So from that message we can get hello, or how are you. Two entities we can get from the CLU. These things, all this possible from the CLU. And question and answering, uh, suppose that you have automatically answer from the question, okay, from the document, like we have what the name, what the country of the India, and answer uh, from the document. This thing through the Azure AI language. Okay, and and now we'll talk about the Azure AI speech. These all service we will implement in the Azure AI, okay, in Azure AI through the code. Okay, after I only summarization what will things inside. Okay, then we go with the code level. On here, Azure AI speech, Azure AI speech. Then on here we have one is a speech to text, second is a text to speech, third is speech recognition. Oh, okay, and fourth is speech translation. Okay, so these things, one, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so these things, one is a speech to text, means STT. You can write complete word, speech to text. Okay, on here, text to speech, text to speech. Okay, now on here we want to speech translation, speech translation, translation, like in convert in Hindi, convert in English or another language. Okay, and on here we will talk about the speech recognition, speech. Okay, means speech speech, sorry, speech. Okay, this is speech recognition. That means suppose this identify who is speaking. Okay, suppose on here speaker verification, speaker identification. Okay, in this way the right person is talking or which person is talking. Okay, through this speech recognition we can do the things. Okay, there is your AI speech. There is a four things inside we will cover. So now we'll talk about the final. We will talk about the Azure AI. What the Azure AI? Azure AI. Azure AI. Okay, inside Azure AI, Azure AI is like we have give the this is a collection of AI services, like Azure AI services. Like on here we will talk about the speech. Okay, um, and like we have multiple services, Copilot, and as you have created the industry or business AI something. Okay, this collection of AI services, and we need to also tools like development tools, developer tools. Okay, VS Code, and pre-built models like speech, voice, vision. Okay, this is a built-in model in the Azure. So we can use that model and we can create the custom model. Okay, so uh, these things related to the theoretical and okay. Now move to the practical. So if you have any doubt on here till, so tell me. Now we'll go to the move to the Python.
No, I think it's fine. Python basics I already know it.
Okay,
Already know.
okay. Actually, okay. Basic, if you know, then we will cover quickly. Okay,
Yeah,
because we need to cover complete things. Okay, if
yeah,
you any doubt in between, then we can do. Otherwise, we can do quickly in one or two session. We can complete Python.
sure, sure,
Okay,
sure.
now move to the services like speech services and vision services, language services. Then cover the three and also multiple libraries. Okay, NumPy, Pandas. Okay, through this library we can do, because through the library we can do all things quickly and in inspect of the manual Python. Like okay, so So I, if you, we can continue